The future of Elite Redux is full of new stories, new places, and of course, new Pokemon. The plan is to give every Pokemon a new form of some kind, whether that's a new Mega Evolution, regular evolution, Redux form, or a combination of all of them. In this video, I'll be going over some of the confirmed new forms coming to the future of Elite Redux. I've already done a video on a few of these new upcoming forms, so be sure to subscribe for more previews of the future of Elite Redux. One of the most popular Hisuian evolutions, Basculegion, will be receiving a new Mega Evolution. I love the design of this Mega with its intimidating look and a team of Ghost Basculin around it. The blue shiny is also really cool as it goes back to the Unnovan Basculin. The base form of Basculegion is already pretty strong in Elite Redux with Violent Rush and of course King Gambit's signature ability, Supreme Overlord, so how will this be an improvement? Its attack is much higher, sitting at 130, an 18-point improvement. Defenses were also improved quite a bit, raising by 20 so it's able to survive more attacks, especially after keeping the lower speed stat of 78. Special attacking sets are now viable, especially with Soul Heart as a choice ability, raising special attack with each KO. But you'll want to run its new signature choice ability, Spectral Guidance, which will power up its ghost moves by 20% for each ghost type in your party. This will be absolutely insane in mono ghost runs, and Last Respects will be destroying everything in its path. Shadow Shield is the final choice ability if you need to live a hit to set up. The innates it gets will make it even scarier to go up against. Purgatory will be boosting ghost moves even more and will nearly double them if the health is low enough. Sea Guardian will raise the highest stat if it enters the field in the rain. And Avenger will give it a 50% attack boost for a turn if it comes in after a Pokemon was knocked out. I'd make sure I had a Rotom fan on the team, that way I not only had a Ghost on the team, but can also use its Air Blower ability to help Mega Basculegion sweep through teams. I can't wait for this one to be added. Elite Redux has what's known as convergent forms, Pokemon that look like familiar species but are completely different, like Psyduck and Golduck. Well, Dubwool will be receiving a new convergent form called Dubbush. Instead of being based on sheep, Dubbush and its pre-evolution Bushu are based on the leaf slug, which often gets called the leaf sheep due to their similarities. They're also one of the few animals that can photosynthesize. Dubbush will be a pure grass type and have very similar stats to Dubwool, being more especially defensive with 100 in special defense and have more in HP with 88. It's also more of a special attacker with 80 in special attack, but a lower speed stat of 72. The choice ability Grass Pelt can make it very bulky on the defensive side as well when in grassy terrain. Self-Sufficient will basically give it a free leftovers. The final choice ability Damp will turn any Pokemon that makes contact with it into a water type so it can strike back with super effective grass moves. The innate ability Seaweed will cut the damage from fire moves in half while doubling the power of its grass moves against fire types. Big Leaves, the 5-in-1 ability all grass types dream of having, will certainly make it better, and Absorbent, recovering 50% more from draining moves and applying Leech Seed, makes it very unique. It might not be the greatest battler late game, but this is one of the cutest designs I've ever seen. I've always had a lot of love for Heatmor, so I was super excited to see its new Redux form. The Indigo and Gold look amazing on it. The design concept is based on the legend that tapirs eat dreams and the Sandman, with sand pouring out of its body and even has eye bags, prowling the skies at night looking for people and Pokemon deep in dreams. This Heatmor form will be a ground ghost type and will be much more offensive compared to the original, nearly doubling its speed stat as it sits at 100 and giving it a nice bump to special attack so it also sits at 100, at the sacrifice of some of its defense. The abilities is where things get a little nuts. Sandveil is relatively harmless, and Dust Cloud, which lets it use sand attack on switch in, can be annoying, but the final choice ability, Prankster, is really broken. Not only will it have priority hypnosis, but since it has the innate Hypnotist, it will have 90% accuracy. If you see this Pokemon, you're going to sleep, no question. This will be so strong, especially in doubles, and with Redux Heatmor also having Dreamcatcher, doubling moves power if anyone is asleep, it's gonna hit extremely hard afterwards. And who knows what else it'll get access to. Levitate doesn't really do too much for it, but it certainly fits the design. Prankster Pokemon are always welcome on my team, so I'm down. Legendary Pokemon are also eligible for new forms, and the latest addition to the Reggie family, Regidrago and Regieleki, will receive new past Paradox forms. Let's start with Regieleki, which will be called Surging Storm, and is what Regieleki might have looked like before human interference. The insulator bands are replaced with black storm clouds, now with the unknown letter E on its face. Surging Storm gains the ghost typing, becoming an electric ghost like Redux X Cloud, no longer being the second fastest Pokemon in the game, but pretty close with speed dropping to 177. It won't hit as hard with attack stats dropping by 1 to 99. The defenses get increased, but with HP being cut in half, I'm not sure that matters. Scare as one of its choice abilities will help it out on the special side of things. Catastrophe is more interesting to me though, with water moves working normally in the sun and fire moves working normally in the rain. I hope it gets good moves to take advantage of this. Although its speed stat is lower than before, Photosynthesis makes it faster than ever with a booster energy. Keeping Transistor will also keep its electric moves just as strong. This is a form I really want to see how it looks in-game. The new Regidrago, Brooding Bones, is just as awesome. Focusing more on the dragon skull aspect of its original design, looking very scorpion-like, and having an entire skull for a claw. Just like Regieleki, the ghost type is added, making Brooding Bones a dragon ghost. HP is still its most prominent stat, but will be lowered to 177. Both defenses remain strong, sitting at 99. It still won't be hitting very hard though. Intimidate as a choice ability will make it very difficult for physical attackers to face, and Soul Eater can help it recover HP after a kill. Strongjaw is pretty fitting and should work more for offensive sets. Photosynthesis is a bit more customizable compared to Surging Storm, so either defense can be raised with a booster energy. Dragon's Maw helping boost up its dragon moves, and Grip Pincer locking in opponents. Regidrago never really felt that good to use, and I'm hoping this one is much better, especially with access to Shell Smash and just a much cooler design. Now, they couldn't just leave out the creator himself, Regigigas. He will also be receiving a new past paradox form, Ancient Hands, a more armored up Regigigas covered in gold and cast iron plating, said to have walked the earth before Mew and before evolution, serving as the warden over the evolution of the planet. Following the same path as the previous two Regis, adding a ghost type to itself. Ghost Normal is a rare and amazing type combination, so already off to a great start. Statistically, it's not as impressive as the original, with attack dropping drastically to 133, as well as HP dropping to 111. Defense will also drop to 101. Speed being almost double, raising to 101 is good though. Primal Armor as a choice ability will pretty much eliminate its only weakness being dark. Pressure can be used to wipe out stat buffs on entry, and Rampage will let it ignore recharge turns with knockouts, so Stab Giga Impact is about to go crazy. Again, Photosynthesis makes it even stronger and lets it have fun on Sun teams. Clear Body will prevent you from lowering its stats. The last innate ability will be a brand new one called Titanic Force, combining two abilities, Raging Boxer, letting punching moves hit twice with 40% power on the second hit, and Super Slammer, increasing the power of hammer and slam based moves by 30%. Taking advantage of this with moves like Mega Punch, Thunder Punch, Gigaton Hammer, Dragon Hammer, and its brand new signature move, Eon Force. Eon Force will, quote, draw on its primordial strength to knock a foe back to the proverbial Stone Age, basically removing their stab and type matchups for a turn. That's going to be a crazy move to get hit with. I'm all for Regigigas getting some love, so Ancient Hands is an awesome addition to me. Altaria is a Pokemon with a lot of potential, but I feel like Game Freak missed on the Mega design. The new Redux form is anything but a missed opportunity. The design is based on circumhorizontal arcs, also known as fire rainbows. You may have seen one in real life before. It's honestly the perfect concept for an Altaria. The typing isn't what you'd expect though. It's a fire-water type Pokemon, with stats being very similar to the original. No longer a physical attacker, which I never really liked for Altaria anyway, and actually has 100 instead of 90. It's a little less bulky on the physical side of things, but special defense is still solid at 105. The three choice abilities for it will be Dazzling, preventing priority moves from activating, Water Veil to give it Aqua Ring on entry, and the rare Evaporate ability giving it a water immunity, as well as Setting Mist if hit with one. It's not bad, but the innates are where the fun is. A brand new ability, Rainbow Bringer, will summon the pledge effect Rainbow for 4 turns, which will double the secondary effects of moves. It's basically a shareable Serene Grace. The pledge effects are super rare, so it's cool seeing them get some use. The other innate, Cloud 9, can shut down weather, which is pretty common in this game. Lastly, Fire Scales will have the damage from special attacks, so it's actually a lot bulkier than it seems. With moves to take advantage of this like Air Slash for flinches, Moonblast, Quiver Dance, and Fiery Dance. The only thing missing is maybe Levitate, but I can see this thing being pretty good. Most people would probably agree that Low Kicks is the coolest Gen 9 Pokemon, so new forms are always welcome. Well, Low Kicks and Nimble will be receiving new convergent forms. There's no info on the Nimble form, but he does look cute, so there's that. But the Low Kicks form will actually be called Ultrix, based on Ultraman, which is a Japanese TV show. I'd never heard of it before, but the design is spot on. Ultrix will be a steel fighting type and will be much better statistically. 130 in speed with 110 attack, alongside 75 special defense, is a lot better than Low Kicks, although it won't have the Showdown mode ability. Ultrix can have Fighting Spirit, making normal moves fighting, Moxie giving it a +1 in attack with each KO, or Protean giving it stab on all moves. The innate Keen Edge will boost up its slashing moves, while the other innate Combat Specialist will increase all of its punching and kicking moves, all while being immune to stat drops because of Full Metal Body. Certainly a Pokemon I'd try out, and I'm sure any fans of Ultraman out there will be thrilled to try it as well. None of these forms are final as they still need to be implemented and tested, but these are planned at some point. The community is largely responsible for these new forms, and more great Pokemon are being created. Don't forget to like the video if you want to see more future reveals. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.